This is Joe Biden in Detroit. He's looking good.
And because he has been a transformative leader, we want to give him 4 more years to finish the job.
Hey, look, black folks that weren't paid to be there.
It is my honor and privilege to present the 46th President of the United States of America, Joe Biden.
All right.
Hello,
Come on.
hello.
Make me proud, you old tomcat.
Well, I tell you what. Well, thank you. I love you back. Look, I'm not going home unless I get one sign. And that is Motown is Joetown, and it is.
Ah! That was good. Come on, that was good.
You don't know how true that is. My dad sold automobiles, got me through high school and college
Well,
and law
shoot.
school.
All right.
And it's selling automobiles and everything. We always looked at Motown. UAW.
Just saying UAW.
By the way, Pastor Rudolph, you just heard her, she's the AME Church. When I was I'm still a young guy, but when I was a young fellow, involved in the civil rights movement in my state, which was segregated by law, I'd always start at Pastor Beeman, now Bishop Beeman's church, the AME Church in Wilmington, for real. I'd go to 7:30 Mass, then I'd go to 10 o'clock services. We planned what we're going to do.
That's a lot of church.
Desegregate the restaurants and the streets of our city. And I tell you what, now you know why I spent so much time in the AME Church.
Give a little justice on that volume.
Thanks for that introduction and for your spiritual leadership in the community. And by the way, we got a great crowd here tonight to state the obvious, but if I didn't do this, I'd get in trouble. My dad looking down on me.
We love
My dad would give me hell if I didn't turn and say, "Excuse my back, I apologize." Look,
I'm a
folks,
lifelong Detroiter. I have no idea what that's in reference to.
members of Congress, Debbie,
Hey, we
I
got
got your
Joe
back.
back.
and
I
I got your back as well. Members of Congress, Debbie Haley, and by the way, I want you to know that I've spent a lot of time with Debbie. She's helped me like a lot. And I forget which event we're at.
Oh,
Someone
God.
said, "You're his wife, aren't you?" Because she looks like Jill.
The sign
Boy.
language interpreter, when Biden
Siri.
stumbles, I can't wait for him
Thank
to be
you
like,
very much. I can't tell you. Look, we got state leaders. Lieutenant Governor Gilchrist. You wanna say something?
it's going to be wild.
He's hard to miss. He's 7'3".
Yeah, Garland Gilchrist
Secretary
is
of State Benson.
basically he's Gumby. He's incredibly tall.
Lavora Bourne, Democratic
He's got
chairman.
the width of a yardstick.
We got civil rights leaders, faith leaders,
And he's,
labor
by the way,
leaders,
like
including
a
SEIU,
certifiable genius.
CWA,
Like an actual
AFL-CIO. Thank
tested,
you all.
brilliant human being.
And by the way, I don't call it labor. It's simple. Unions. I say the word.
He's doing good.
I can't tell you how much this means to me. I really mean it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Wireless
Folks,
mic,
look,
hell yeah. Let's
I'm here for one
effing
reason.
Joe.
Kamala and I won Michigan in 2020 because of you, and we're going to win it again in 2024.
Let me pull it down for a moment. Read a comment.
We're going to do it.
Oh, he says this is how we're
We're
going
going
to
to
do it.
stand up for women in America.
Good.
We're going to protect contraception. We're going to protect IVF. And we're going to restore Roe v. Wade as the law of the land.
Boom. It's the law of the
I mean it.
land.
We're going to protect the right to vote. I'm going to
Good.
fight for Medicare and Social Security, not cut it like the other guy wants to do.
Good.
I'm
Point
going, I
those
promise, I'm going to
guns
keep lowering the cost
the
of
bags.
prescription drugs in America. I'm going to keep expanding health care. No matter how many
Good.
times
No-
Trump and his
nobody knows
MAGA
what he means by
Republicans
that,
come
but
after
good.
the Affordable Care Act, we will stop them and stop them and stop them. I mean it. Too many people are depending on it. We're gonna
So
protect
he's
our
going into
children.
good messaging, but you guys know what the messaging is. Let me read one comment by Deborah Kempthorne. Hi, Jake and all. I've missed Wicked so very much. Now I'm reconnected and have a comment. Only president I think would not ever abuse the immunity/king status would have been probably Carter. I do agree with that, except
Above all
Joe
else,
Biden.
we're going to stand up for our Constitution and save
'Cause
our
he hasn't.
democracy.
At least he hasn't yet. Credit where it's due. Go, Joe.
Folks, you probably noticed there's been a lot of speculation lately. What's Joe Biden going to do? Is he going to stay in the race? Is he going to drop out?
All right,
my
hit him,
answer.
Joe.
I am running, and we're going to win.
Boom. He gets
I'm not
2
gonna change that.
announcements that he's running. I love it.
In fact,
I am running and we're going to win.
just today, the Marist poll released a national poll that has me beating Trump 50 to 48.
Ah-cha-cha.
I don't know all those drop-offs that took place. There's so much of my narrative, my campaign is falling apart, they say. I'm the nominee of the Democratic Party, the only Democrat or Republican who has beaten Donald Trump ever. And I'm going to beat him again.
Great messaging.
I know him.
So you all know,
Trump is a loser.
oh yeah, Trump is a loser. I shouldn't have pulled that down for him to say that. Let him cook. I'm sorry. I'm not a massive Joe Biden fan, but I'm cheering for him like crazy for the same reason these folks probably are. We don't give a what Democrat it is. We just need a law-abiding,
Folks,
somewhat ethical person in office. That's
I'm
it.
the nominee.
We'll do the rest.
I'm the nominee
Who are
of this party because
representatives?
14 million Democrats like you voted for me in the primaries. You made me the nominee, no one else, not the press, not the pundits, not the insiders, not donors. You, the voters, you decided, no one else, and I'm not going anywhere.
Yes, sir.
I learned a long time ago that when you get knocked down, you get back up.
Hell yeah.
I've led this nation from the depths of the pandemic to the strongest economy literally in the world. And we're not done yet. We're not done yet. Have to finish the job.
Is that a different
And
sign
do what
language
I'm-
interpreter?
and that's what we're going to do. Folks, let me tell you something about Donald Trump and his friends down in Mar-a-Lago.
When did they switch him?
Wall Street didn't build this country. You did, the working people. And
Yes,
the
sir.
middle class built this country.
Yes, sir.
And unions built the middle class.
Hacha!
That's a fact.
There we go.
That's a fact.
Now stop doing the genocide. But otherwise, hacha!
Folks, I'm proud to say I'm the first and only president in American history to walk a picket line.
Yes. Facts. Get out of Palestine. Get Israel out of Palestine and
Because I
Gaza.
know.
But still, facts.
When labor does well, everybody does well. That's not hyperbole.
Truth.
I came
Preach
to
it, brother
Michigan
man.
to walk that picket line. I stood shoulder to shoulder with the United Auto Workers, the greatest
sir.
auto workers in the world.
Yes, sir.
And I want you to know, I promise you, I give you my word as a Biden, I'll always have your back because you've always had mine.
Well, you,
Remember what Donald Trump did when I was here walking the picket line?
in terms
He
of auto
gave a
workers, sure.
speech at a non-union
Not in
shop.
terms of people's family in Gaza, but okay.
So when Trump comes here to tell you how great he is for the auto industry, remember this. When Trump was president, we lost 86,000 jobs with unions.
And he stood with scabs.
I created 275,000 auto jobs in
Trump
America.
went with the scabs when there was a picket line.
In fact, what's been true,
Class, no,
in
he's
the
not
auto
a class
industry is
traitor.
true all over
I guess
America.
he's a class loyalist.
Since I became president, we've created nearly 16 million new jobs
Bad human
nationwide.
being, though. Biden good. At least
390,000 of those jobs right here in Michigan.
better.
We created 800,000 manufacturing jobs nationwide, including
He's killing this,
24,000
man.
in Michigan.
This
Unemployment
is his
down
element
to 4%,
for sure.
record lows for more than 2 years. Historic low unemployment for Hispanics, Black, Asian Americans, including here in Michigan. Look, just yesterday, it was reported because of my economic plan, inflation is down again.
Ha-cha-cha. Stop
Overall
doing
prices fell
debate
last
face, though.
month.
Stop with the.
Core inflation is as low as
Nobody
it's
likes
been in
that.
3 years.
Looks like that
Prices
puppet.
are falling for cars, appliances, airfares.
Comedy puppet.
Grocery
You know what I'm
prices
talking
have fallen since the start of this year. We got more to do. We're going to keep working to take corporate greed, take it on. You know, since the pandemic, corporations have doubled their profits. I understand corporations.
Good.
I come from the
Thank you
corporate
for
capital of the
mentioning that.
world, Delaware. They have more corporations incorporated in my state than every other state in the union combined. I'm not anti-corporation, but I'm anti-greed. That's what I'm anti.
Good.
Meanwhile, Donald Trump, other than riding around in his golf cart filling out a scorecard before he hits the ball,
Finally got that joke to work. All
he's
right,
calling
good job.
for, serious, he's calling for, this is the God's truth, he's calling for a 10% tariff on everything we import, including fruits, vegetables, coffee, and other necessities.
Nobody
And the leading
knows what that
economists in
means.
this country tell us
Got to explain it.
his plan would cost working families $2,500 a year in a new tax. No, that's a fact, not a joke. Folks, the vast majority agree our economy is moving in the right direction. Jobs are up, wages are up, the economy continues to grow, and inflation is down. And I love telling Trump this, even though I don't own any stock. The stock market is a historic high, closed at over $40,000.
Good little dig there. Even though I don't own any stock. That was
People are
smart.
getting a little worried that so many moderate.
Don't worry, I'm
and
making the rich people
mainstream
fine as
Republican-
well, even though I'm not
all
one of them.
Republican,
That was a good
mainstream
move.
economists support me. Look, where more people have more money in their 401ks than they ever did before. But folks, you don't have to take my word for it. 16 Nobel laureates in economics agree. Under my
He's
economic
nailing it.
plan,
We might wrap this up
they say we're going to continue
relatively
to grow
soon.
and keep
'cause,
inflation
you know,
down.
just checking on him.
They say that Trump's plan would put the economy in a recession. There's 16 Nobel laureates last week say it put us in a recession and inflation would soar. Folks, look. In fact, I guess I should worry, but the new Wall Street Journal survey of economists says inflation will be worse under Trump. That's the Wall Street Journal. Great paper, usually not supportive of me. Do you really want to go back to the chaos of Donald Trump as president?
Good. Remind us.
Back when the United States lost 3 million jobs. And by the way, Donald Trump is the only president in American history, other than Herbert Hoover, who lost more jobs than he had when he came in. That's why I call him Donald
just-
Herbert Hoover Trump.
Whipping his butt. That wasn't a really good dig,
Remember
but
the
okay.
days when people were dying, literally dying, and we were pushing on the COVID effort? Well, guess what? He told us, we don't have to worry about COVID. It's not that bad. Just inject bleach in your arm. I think he missed, he hit his head. Look, remember when Trump was transgressing peaceful protest across the White House lawn? Who were marching for justice.
Yeah, actually
Look,
do
folks,
lock him up.
You know, if it wasn't so serious, it all means being like a made-up novel would happen. Now, I'm not complaining, I'm just saying. You may have noticed that since the debate, the press and their good guys and women up there, they've been hammering me. I make a lot of mistakes. No, it's okay. They've been hammering me because I sometimes confuse names. I say that's Charlie instead of Bill. But guess what? Donald Trump has gotten a free pass. He hadn't done a damn thing till like a couple days ago. He'd been riding around his golf cart
say the
in his
same
course,
joke.
filling out a scorecard. before
Damn
he
it.
picks up
He's
his
saying
club.
the same joke.
Rambling about. Think what he's been talking about. Hannibal Lecter, he says, is a nice guy. how Trump would rather be electrocuted than eaten by a shark. You know that whole thing? Remember that? Poor Donald. He can't even watch TV this week because it's Shark Week. And by the way,
my God, that was actually good. That was actually good.
on a more serious note, I had 32 members mostly from Europe, but 32 members of NATO in Washington. And by the way, and the press has covered this, they give me credit for strengthening NATO, expanding NATO, making it what it is. But look,
Come on now.
this is deadly earnest. When that butcher, Putin, who I know have known for a long time,
Good.
when he
Should call him
invaded
a butcher.
Ukraine, here's what Trump said. I'm not making this up either. He called him a genius and said it was wonderful. What in the hell is going on?
This is
But people would
a
rather
perfect
talk about how I
point-for-point
mix up
campaign
names.
speech. These are all
I guess
things
they don't
he
remember
should
that
talk
Trump
about.
called Nikki Haley Nancy Pelosi. Well, no.
We're going to wrap it up shortly.
No more.
I just want to hear him cook a little bit longer. It's great to
No.
hear. It's great to hear
No
people
more free
hearing
passes.
the truth. It's rare to hear a centrist
Today we're gonna
Democrat
shine a spotlight
actually
on Donald
break it down
Trump.
like this.
We're going to do what the press so far hasn't, but I think they're going to soon. We're going to say who he is, what he
Yes.
intends to do.
Yes.
Folks, Donald Trump is a convicted criminal.
Hell yes.
He's convicted.
And phase 2 of the Biden campaign starts now. Lock him up. Lock him up. Yes.
He was
Lock his
convicted
ass
by-
up.
He was convicted by a jury of his peers of 34 felonies for paying hush money to a porn star and hiding it from voters in 2016. Donald Trump was found liable for sexual assault by a judge who told us not to be fooled by Trump's brushing it off. Here's what the judge wrote, quote, the judge in that case wrote, Mr. Trump attempt to minimize sexual abuse, finding it frivolous. Mr. Trump raped her. No, I mean, it's the judge's language, not mine. Raped her.
God.
As many people
Absolutely
understand the word rape.
Effective rhetoric.
Folks, Donald Trump is a business fraud. He lost his license to do business in New York State. Been fined over $400 million for giving false information to banks. And he's still facing charge for mishandling classified information.
This
which is
is
a criminal
amazing.
offense.
So
He's still facing
this
charge for the
is
role of
how
January 6th
Biden
trying to
gets out of
overthrow the
this
outcome
rut
of
that he's in.
2020 election.
Change
He's
the
still
polls.
facing charges in
Campaign
Georgia
against
for election
Trump.
interference.
Don't campaign
Remember his phone
against
call?
people's impression of you
I
from
just
2
need
weeks ago.
11,780
Campaign against Trump.
votes.
Because if the polls say 60% are going Biden,
Name me another
everybody else is
president
going to
who's done
shut
any
up.
of that. Look, if you want to know how bad a businessman
And again,
Trump
I
really
stress,
is, just think about this.
I don't care who
He
it is.
inherited millions of dollars only to
I don't-
squander it.
As long
He's
as
filed
long as
bankruptcy
they get those
6
polls right.
times.
and then they get those votes right.
He even went,
Six
even went
times.
bankrupt. He even went bankrupt running a
Bankruptcy.
casino. I didn't think that was possible.
This is
Doesn't the House always win at a casino?
I've been waiting for this for years. This is amazing.
Most importantly, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, Trump is a threat to this nation.
Boom.
He led a violent mob on January 6th to overturn the 2020 election.
Yes.
Hold on to power.
Finally, we're
The
discussing this.
election I won by 7 million votes. Folks, by the way, he made these claims about stealing the election. Guess what? What happened was, by the way, no, yeah,
Yes.
I know.
He's getting. Oh, he's shaking. He doesn't know what's going on. He didn't know what they were chanting. Oh, he did. He's letting it happen. Okay, good. It's like watching a horse that you bet a lot of money on. You're like, I don't care if you run yourself to death. You get across that finish line first. Move, woof. Stop. Facial expressions. You need to do one of these.
Folks,
I did just drop a coffee cup. Hey, here's Biden.
folks, look, give me 1 second. Folks, look, I understand her passion. I understand her passion. That's why I put together a detailed plan that the United Nations has accepted, that the Israelis accepted, that the Palestinians have accepted, to end this war. This war must end. It must end. Well, look, we saw with our own eyes, we saw how he sent thousands of people to attack the Capitol, Trump. We saw the police being attacked, the Capitol being ransacked, the mob hunting for the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, gallows set up to hang Vice President Pence. We saw it here in Michigan, a stark attack on your state capitol. A horrendous plot to kidnap your governor.
Yes.
Protests surrounding your home, the home of your Secretary of State, for simply doing her job. She's here tonight, Madam Secretary. I'm proud of you. Where are you, Madam Secretary?
You got Benson?
That's why I bestowed on the
a
Secretary
very
the Presidential Citizens Medal, one of the nation's highest honors in defense of democracy.
And a very Detroit streamer.
Folks, and now Trump wants to pardon those January 6th insurrectionists. It's outrageous. It's wrong. And I will never let it happen.
Yes, sir. There we go.
No president has ever attempted to do what Trump tried to do. No president. But Trump is even more dangerous now. No, I'm serious. He's unhinged. He's snapped. And he refuses this time around. He refuses this time around to say he'll accept the results of this election.
I was going to dip out of this. Nah, I'm enjoying it.
He says if he loses, there will be a bloodbath when he loses. And the United States Supreme Court said there is virtually no limit on the power of a president. Trump said if he wins, he'll be a dictator on day one. He means it, folks. We're not going to let that happen. Over my dead body will happen.
Yes, sir.
Folks, I don't want to complicate, but just look at this right-wing Project 2025. Oh, but it's really focused on, you heard about it. It's a blueprint for the second Trump term that every American should read and understand. Now, of course, Trump is lying about it now. He tries to distance himself, just like he's trying to distance himself from overturning Roe v. Wade, because he knows how toxic it is. But we're not going to let that happen. And the press shouldn't either. Project 2025 is run and paid for by Trump people, his top policy people, his campaign press secretary, his personal bag man in the White House.
Let me just
funders and more
break this down.
Project built for Trump. Folks, Project 2025
and that's really my
is the biggest attack on our system of government and our personal freedom that has ever been proposed.
I don't need to break it down. Because Biden's explaining how it is. That's all anybody
Trump Project 2025 will criminalize the shipping of abortion medication, anywhere to deny contraceptive covers, allow a ban nationwide. That's what Project 2025 is calling about. Project 2025 will deploy the Department of Justice to prosecute Trump's enemies. And that's a real deal. Trump's
sure
enemy.
he's even got
Trump
Bill Barr
himself
there
calls
supporting
his
him.
campaign, the campaign is what he
Second
calls
from
it,
the bottom
revenge and retribution. That's what
on
he said.
on the far left.
Well, Trump's 2025 project will
Not really
eliminate
Bill Barr.
the civil service. No, I'm serious. Not a joke. Read it. And he'll allow him to hire tens of thousands of civil servants that are running only because they support Trump. They have to take a loyalty oath to Trump beforehand. Folks, that's not the United States of America. Trump's 2025 project will cut Social Security and Medicare, rip away protections for pre-existing health conditions, will
So-
eliminate $35 a month cap on insulin, allowing drug companies to jack up the prices back up to $400 a month. Stop
The link
Medicare
is in the
negotiating
description if you
lower
want to
drug
watch
prices.
this whole thing.
And by the way,
But
I got
I
criticized for taking on
acknowledge
Medicare
that I'm talking to
taking
people
on
that already
Trump.
know what these things are.
Well,
So let me discuss this for a moment
by the way, you know what it did?
from the
When I won, it
Oh.
cut the federal budget by $160 billion.
Oh, yeah. All right, so let me just discuss this from the perspective of folks that already know what the policies are and are wondering how does this affect the campaign. He's going out and in digestible chunks explaining why Trump is bad and he is good, and it's a real easy argument to make, and it's been frankly maddening up until this point that Democrats have been unable to make it. Now he's doing it. This is peak Biden. Go Joe. Keep it up. I don't care which neoliberal scumbag is the Democrat in power. So long as we have not a Republican, we can work with anybody who's in office. We can work with them because we have the power to elect our own representative. So our goal, all of us, is to get a progressive person representing us so that we can have our voice recognized in Congress. That is the plan. But at the top of the ticket, we need somebody who will not veto what we get done in terms of legislation. It's just that simple.
It goes on for 900 pages. We've never seen anything like this. And it's not a
Talking
joke.
Project 2025.
It's time for us to stop treating politics like entertainment and
Boom.
reality TV.
Boom.
Another 4 years with Donald Trump is deadly serious. Deadly serious. His proposals are deadly serious. America
And
needs to
mentioned
wake
that he
up
won't
and realize
leave either.
that Trump and his mega Republicans what they're trying to do. We're going to join them, we're going to engage them, and we're going to stop them. Folks, we all know it's not enough just to be against something. We have to be for something.
Yes,
So
sir.
today I'm going to start by laying out the first 100 days of my second term.
Okay.
And here it is. The first bill I'm going to introduce will restore
Tell us,
Roe
Joe.
v. Wade to make it the law of the land.
Knocking it out of the park.
I will sign the John Lewis Voting Rights Act and the Freedom to Vote Act.
2 for 2.
And we're not only going to stop Trump and the MAGA Republicans from cutting Social Security and Medicare, we'll expand and strengthen Social Security and Medicare.
Yes.
And here's how we're going to do it.
Yes.
Press always
Give me
asks
those
how.
deets.
Listen, Press, by making the rich pay their fair share of Social Security.
Hell yes. Also, the press ought to ask how, but good. Making the
And
rich
we're gonna-
pay for
We're
it.
going to
the mother-
end medical debt. By that I mean we've already made sure medical debt can no longer be put on your credit report.
Boom. Boom.
You can wipe out medical debt for pennies on the dollar. We're going to raise the federal minimum wage.
Yes, sir.
We're going to pass the PRO Act, ending union busting once and for all.
Boom.
And I'm going to ban assault weapons again. I did it once, I'm going to do it
Yes.
again.
Yes, yes, yes. Go, Joe Biden. He's crushing
We're
this
going to
thing.
keep leading the world. We are on climate and clean energy.
Good.
When I signed the
It's
American
vague,
Rescue
so
Plan,
I'm not cheering. But
the law
let's see what
expanded
he says
child care tax
specifically.
credit to cut child poverty in
Nothing
half in America,
specific.
and it did. Republicans let it expire.
Good.
I'm going to make child care tax
He's
cuts
hanging-
permanent.
Yo ho 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 ho.
By the way, it increases economic growth, doesn't increase the deficit. People can work when you have child. No, I'm serious. That's the deal. We capped the cost of insulin for seniors at $35, totaling cost.
This is,
No
I
senior
mean, you could
beginning
cut
in
ads
2025
out
is
of
gonna
this.
have to
They
pay more
probably
than
will cut
$2,000
ads
a year
out
for
of
all
this.
their prescription drugs.
This is tip-top campaigning
Including
right here. I'm
Cancer drugs are
energized.
10, 12,
Man, I feel it. It's
$14,000 a
not
year.
just the Irish
My
coffee.
second term, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make that same plan available for every single American.
Hey. Banning healthcare. Good.
Again,
Is that what he said?
saving the federal government hundreds of billions of dollars over time. We're going to make housing more affordable.
How
That means
specifically?
taking on corporate greed and getting the rents down.
Good.
We're
How
going to build 2
specifically?
million housing units and cap rent increases of 5% a year so
Yes.
corporate landlords can no longer gouge everyone like they're doing.
Yes.
We can do this. We're going to end Trump's tax cuts for the very wealthy and the corporations to make the tax code fair. I kept my commitment. I think a lot of you thought, why is Biden doing what he said? Which is, no one making less than $400,000 will pay a penny more in federal taxes. I don't know many people making $400,000. In my neighborhood, no one did. But I wanted to be clear that I wasn't going to be taxing anyone who was a working man or even close to it. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to make billionaires. We have 1,000 in America since the pandemic, pay a minimum tax of 25%. You know what? By the way, you know what they pay now?
That's the game.
A billionaire's federal tax is 8.2%.
Good Lord.
Not a joke. I'm not making this
That's
up.
the
Because
whole
no
race
billionaire
right
should
there.
pay
He
a
keeps
lower
jumping
tax
on
than a
that,
teacher, a firefighter,
specifically
a nurse.
saying the
It's
percentage.
ridiculous.
That's it.
That
How much
one
would
thing
you love
alone
to
would
take
generate
away?
$500 billion in revenue over the next 10 years.
Like
Allowing us to do more
13%
for child
of
care,
Donald
elder care,
Trump's
bring
wealth.
down federal deficit, do so much more.
That's the campaign.
We're going to continue to secure the southern border. Look, after Trump killed the bipartisan effort we put together,
Notice there wasn't a
had
huge
a
woo
lot of
there.
Republicans supported as well.
Eh,
He got on the phone. And he
For the
called
most
all his
part,
friends because he
we're
said,
not
if
trying
in fact
to
you vote for
dunk
it,
on brown people
This
here.
could be a win for Biden and a loss for
We
me,
like
so
immigrants.
don't do it. Well, the Republican Party, I have to admit to you, I was a little surprised. The Republican Party walked away from it.
We do
So
dunk
that's
on
when I took
Republicans.
executive action. I said, and since I did, the border encounters have gone down over 50%. And we're going to keep it going down, fixing our legal immigration, creating pathways for citizens, for dreamers. I made it clear there are over 500,000 spouses in America, married to Americans, who don't have a green card after 10 years here. They're now going to get their green card.
All right. I call that a dip when there's a dip in
Folks,
enthusiasm. That was a
The
long
days of
space between
failed
dips
trickle-down
and
economics are
enthusiasm.
over. My first 100
That's
days in the
excellent.
second term is going to continue to be all about working people in this nation. Unlike Donald Trump, I don't work for big oil. I
Good.
don't work for big pharma.
Oh,
I don't work
that
for
was
the National
a
Rifle
good
Association. I
slam.
work for you, the American people.
Yes, sir. That's the attitude I want as well. Have you heard Trump talk about himself like an employee? Hell no. You can't
Look.
imagine such a thing.
What's America all about? Everyone in America is entitled to a fair shot. Just a fair, no guarantee, a fair shot. But in America, we're going to leave no one behind and give everybody a fair shot. That's all they are.
Let him cook.
Folks, let me close with this. I know I look 40 years old. I'm a little bit older. Hopefully with age comes a little wisdom. And here's what I know. I know how to tell the truth.
Yes, sir.
I know right from wrong.
Yes, sir.
I know how, and I've demonstrated how to do this job.
Didn't quite hear you, but all right.
I know Americans want a president, not a dictator.
Yes.
And I also know no self-respecting American president would ever be Putin's puppy like this guy is.
Oh, hell
That's what he
yeah.
is. You know,
Putin's puppy. That's
Americans
so
want to protect their freedoms,
good.
not give them up. I know what America stands for. We stand for the proposition that all people are created equal and deserve an equal.
Oh, my God, yes.
We've never fully lived up to it. We've never walked away from it,
Yes.
though. And I'll be damned if I'm
Perfectly
going to let
put.
Donald Trump walk this nation's front away from it.
I'll
Folks,
be damned.
this race is about your family. It's about your freedom. It's about democracy. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Are we going to stop Donald Trump?
Yes, sir.
Let's get this done.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
remember who we are. We are the United States
Give
of
us a
America, and
USA.
there's nothing beyond our
USA.
capacity when we do it together.
USA. USA. USA.
God bless you all,
USA.
and may God protect our troops. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Nailed it. Nailed it. That's how you campaign. Right there. Yeah, if Joe Biden can keep doing events like that, he's got the House, the Senate, and the White House won across the board. He laid out, he finally was articulate and was able to say with words from his mouth what the problem with the Republican Party is, what the Democrats are going to do to stop it, more importantly. And he didn't try to appease the people that hate him and you and me and all of us. He didn't try to appease the millionaire class, the billionaire class. And guess what? I love Ocean's 11, but George Clooney's part of that. All these fancy Dans who are allowed to go into the clubs that Joe Biden goes to are suddenly not his friends no more. And it's been a blessing in disguise because it's given Biden the space to say, all right, you then. Which is what he had to do the whole time. A 25% minimum tax on billionaires? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Now, don't get it twisted. They're still going to juke and jive and try to get around paying it in all the ways they do. They're going to Warren Buffett it, where their secretaries pay more taxes than they do, if they possibly can. But up until this point, in my lifetime, no politician has made it a point to go after the taxes these people pay. At least, let me try that again. No elected politician has done so. Now, the stars have aligned, and for some reason, Joe Biden is the one doing it good. The good doesn't wash out the bad, nor the bad the good. Stannis Baratheon was right. This doesn't change the dead Palestinians whose blood is on all of our hands. Doesn't change it. But if we truly want change in America, it will come this way. Through a politician who is willing to tax the rich, fight authoritarianism, and listen to the actual people, his constituents. Off to a great start I'll take any Democrat at the top of the ticket so long as they sound like Joe Biden did just now. And if that happens to be Joe Biden, because Joe Biden sounded like Joe Biden did just now, that's fine too. Free Palestine. Never forget that. But the rest, go Joe. It was Joe Town tonight.